of those tools are that I used. Maybe some of you are also familiar with those tools, and we may have a discussion about them. So let's begin. So let's talk evolution, okay? We can agree that we as a humankind keep evolving, even if you don't believe in evolution, you can agree that we change during the times. As we can see in this picture, we had the computers, and now it's mobile. Yeah. So before that, we only had a spear. So we can see the evolution, the changes, they happen all the time. Yeah. So what's also evolving? The web. We use the web every day. We use it for educational purposes. We use it for entertainment purposes. And the web evolves as well. So before it was like that. It was consume only. We had information on the web, and it was only consumed. Yeah? We couldn't create our own web. We couldn't share it. We couldn't do all that thing. We only consumed it. It's a good thing that it's web, because we can use a time machine to travel back in time and see how it looked when it was consume only. I will show an example of a web page you might be familiar with. It's called MySpace. And there's actually a website that's dedicated for old web pages. Not only old, it records all the web pages that are on the web. So I can check, for example, MySpace. MySpace.com. Yeah, and it will search for all the changes that have been made for that website. So we have a time machine for that. We can travel back in time and see how human looked a million years ago, but we can look how web pages looked. So as you can see here, yeah, we can see all the changes that have been made to this website. Yeah. So let's check the very beginnings of this website, MySpace. Have you heard of it? Yeah, it was a big thing before the Facebook. Yeah, when the Facebook came, then MySpace died a bit, but yeah, that doesn't matter. So let's look how MySpace looked in the beginning. And there's the first time it showed up on the web. It was 1996. Yeah, so it's very old. And if we press it, we will travel back in time now. And this is how MySpace looked in 1996. Yeah, as you can see, we can only consume from this. We can't share our ideas. We can't do anything. Well, there's feedback, but that's just an email. So, yeah, that's just Web 1.0. That's an example of it. 2 times it changed. We can look maybe at year 2004. This website actually works for all kinds of websites: Facebook, Google, maybe your home country's websites. It works for everything, so you might try it out. It's very interesting, in my opinion. So now it's loading. So here, okay, now this looks more like Web 2.0. We have blogs, we have forums, we have pictures. Yeah. So this is evolution. This is how the web page evolved. So it brings me to my, where is my, did I close Prezi? Wow, that was smart of me. It actually wasn't smart. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it evolved from very simple idea to a lot more smarter idea. Yeah, as you can see here, Web 2.0, it has community, sharing, collaboration, and interaction. Yeah, that's the point that we are right now. It's Web 2.0. But actually, some people think that we are already in Web 3.0 because we have mobility. That's the Web 3.0. So, yeah, all these things are very useful for a teacher because collaboration, community, interaction, yeah, it's all good keywords for a teacher. Yeah, but you have to remember one thing: you shouldn't depend too much on technology. Yeah, because human interaction is very important as well. You can see that in this video.
Emma. 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 Emma.
So yeah, that's a bit of an example, so we don't forget. Okay, now evolution again. As a teachers, we evolve as well, as you can see here. Yeah, it's teacherus modernus. That's the word I invented myself. So copyrights, okay. So teacherus modernus knows how to gain benefit from presentation, sharing, speedy feedback, the monitoring and limiting, and school web page development. And it's PSST for short. Yeah, so it's easy to remember. So we will go through all of these things, yeah? And I will show an examples of how I used it. So I consider myself teacherus modernus. Maybe I'm not teacherus modernus, but that's how I see myself. Okay. So first thing, very basic presentation. So I didn't experiment too much when I started working as a teacher. I thought I will try this, I will try that, I will try those. But in the end, I only tried these two. Well, also PowerPoint, but we all know PowerPoint. It's not interesting to talk about. So the first one is Prezi. Yeah. This presentation is made in Prezi, as you can see. It's very interesting, in my opinion, because it's not just stale slides going through and through and through. It's flying all around. It just looks very interesting. You can make it very interactive. And I had a task for my pupils to make their own Prezi presentation without telling them anything about it. So the results are very interesting because they made a pretty good presentations. It took them about 2 lessons, yeah, to start it and to finish it, and then they made it, and it was pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you because I had all the links in my old computer. I didn't save it. Unfortunately, I wanted to show it to you. And the other thing is Google presentations. So I will show how the Google presentations works. It's very similar to PowerPoint, but it's good in that way that you don't have to have Microsoft Office installed. Microsoft Office is in basic paid application, yeah, and this way you don't have to pay for anything. Yeah, you have to have a Google account. Yeah, and you can make any presentation you want. And it's very similar to PowerPoint, the interface. Yeah, you can choose different themes for it. Yeah, for example, black. Yeah. Yeah. You can add text. You can change background. You can add different kinds of images, and it's just like PowerPoint. Yeah, so it's very easy to use for people who are used to PowerPoint, and it has sharing abilities. You can share it. You can give it to your pupils to maybe add something in it. So it's Web 2.0. It's not just I created it and now you're looking at it. It's sharing possibilities. Yeah? And you don't have to have a flash drive. It's always on the cloud. Should I explain what cloud is? Because my pupils didn't knew that. Maybe I should explain it. So cloud is the server that's somewhere. It can be anywhere. And you just connect to it. Yeah? And your files are there. So you can connect from anywhere and get those files out, yeah? And put them back in. And they're just in a box, and you can connect to this box, yeah, and you take the materials out, and you change them, and they're still there. So that's the basic idea of the call, the simplest way to explain it. Okay, presentation tools. That's about it for presentation tools. The next thing is sharing. So sharing is also very important, especially for my class. I work with informatics, and pupils have to make their own Word documents. They have to work with PowerPoint. They have to work with Excel. And what I did, I created somewhat a virtual classroom. I had a Dropbox installed, yeah, and it was on each computer. So each pupil could connect to his folder that they had all his works in it. The problem I had with this this method was that they kept looking into each other's folders. So I taught them a little bit of self-control because I didn't limit it, because I didn't know how. And they stopped doing that because, I don't know, they just learned something from it maybe, because they could take other pupils' work at any time, but they didn't do it in the end. So that's interesting. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm very strict, I kept walking around the classroom all the time and looking at their computers. But in the end, they didn't do that. So that's great. And in the end of each lesson, I took out the class out of the Dropbox. So if the different class comes in, they can't get the files from the other class that was previously there. And I also used Google Drive. I use it with my smartphone. So I was able to make presentations on fly. So I was driving a bus and making a presentation. Because on Google Drive, if you make some, for example, that I gave, that you can start making presentations in that application that's in Google Docs, and you can keep doing that on your phone. Yeah. So you can. It's mobility. It's also part of Web 3.0. So yeah. That's interesting, and I was able to share all the files from there if I wanted, yeah, to my pupils, for example, presentations and such. If they don't want to look at the projector, maybe they have a bad eyesight, yeah, I can share a link, and they can look at my presentation through their monitor, because some of the people in the class have bad eyesight, and they had to walk right in front of the projector, and it's just, yeah. So that's the good way. Okay. Speedy feedback. Maybe here you will find something you might not know about. The first thing is polls everywhere. I showcased this application last year that when I was here with my SIG, and I used it in my class, and it worked very, very well. I used it with my English class, asking some things. What is this called? For example, a house, yeah, and you have to say it, and they have to vote for it. And you can see results. We will try this thing right now. So you will have to use your either mobile phones, computers, or tablets. So but get ready. I will start a bit of a poll. OK. As you can see, this is the simplest poll you can create. It has no color, it's black and white, yeah. And there is the question, and you all will have to answer it. So 3 ways of answering it. The first way is to send a text message. We won't do that probably. It's for free, but the fees are dependent on the country fees, and it's, yeah, I don't know how it's in Austria. Second way is to tweet it. Yeah, you write @poll and you write a code, yes 576866, yeah, and for no 57570, yeah. And the third way is to follow the link. Can you all see the link, or maybe I should share it? Share it, okay. I will share this link. In the back channel, okay? Back channel. And there's also a way to answer it from the mobile phone. It's also just putting the link in. Where should I put it? In the? It's right here. Okay, just follow this link, and it will open an answering option, so you will be able to answer the poll. Yeah, what? Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, the poll, okay. You can answer through this link also on the mobile phone. It will open a mobile application. You will be able to type in the answer. So we already have the first answer in. And you can set it by showing percentage or the participant count. So here it's percentage. It's getting smaller and smaller. You can also put this poll inside your presentation. That's in PowerPoint. But you have to install an additional application for it. But you can just add it through your slides. You have a slides, and you have a question, yeah? And you don't want to, oh, what's your answer? What's your answer? Just to ask them brutally, just like that. But you want to see the real answers, so all can see and check it. So I actually had it installed on my PowerPoint on my laptop, but I can't show it because I had no time. You can also put a time limit on it. Yeah. Can't you see them? You can see maybe numbers now. So you can hide the results as well. Yeah, there are two options. You can just show the numbers, or you can show the results. Yeah. So the pupil won't cheat if you have some important question about, I don't know, something scientific or that's dependent on the lesson. Okay, we have 25 replies. Let's see the results. Okay, so most of us use their smartphone as their primary mobile phone. Okay, that's good. That's good. Interesting. I will show the next slide now. Oh, I can make it full screen, of course. Okay, next thing will be a bit more tricky. So which one of these is a smartphone? Okay, let's change up so you don't cheat. No, I don't want to show you the answers. Yeah, you have to know. Yeah, you will cheat. I don't want you to cheat. Yeah, I actually tried it in a lesson. The replies were great.
They have only one mobile number. They have only one mobile number, because if you have an international audience, they might also would like the local phone number to text. Because 44 is England, I suppose.
Is it? Oh yeah, there are fees additional. Yeah, there's no different phone numbers. It's free from the company side. Yeah, but there are additional fees from the country. So that's how it works. Yeah. Yeah, it's.
If I want to send an Austria text message because of the service.
It goes to England. Yeah, it still goes to England, and there's additional fees if Austria says there's fees to text. Yeah. So it's not for free. It's not for free to text. If you live in England, it's for free. But yeah. Okay, we have 25 results. Let's see the answers. Okay, let's stop showing me this. Okay. Okay, the results are. Okay. So we are not all teachers modernos, I guess. Okay. So the correct answer was the second one. Yeah. Okay. Next one. As you can also see, we can put images here. Yeah, in the polls. So the idea behind it is to show how many ways is there to show your polls. Okay. The next one. I hope you can read it, because it's the thing that I said about presentations. You put an image on the background and it's maybe difficult to read. So that's the live example. Okay. So the popular gaming application that featured frustrated birds taking their ire out on pigs who have stolen their eggs. Tas ir niknums tāds, nu. What? Yeah, you can. I think it will be like that here. You can change up to either show the percentage or the actual answers, the number of answers. So yeah, sure. Oh, we have 25 results already. Okay, so it was quick. Yeah, as you can see in this example, I don't have a percentage, but I have a number of answers. So Angry Birds, 25 answers. Angry Avians, 1 answer, and all else is just 0. So the correct answer is, yeah, Toby. Can you see pictures? No, the pictures are on the presentation. Our results. Results are only shown in the presentation. So that's why you need a teacher. Teacher is there to show the results. Yeah, okay. So the correct answer was Angry Birds. Okay, there's one more, I think. And it will be a difficult one. Yeah, so be careful. Let's hide the results. An application that's great for showing your friends on Facebook and Twitter of all the places you've been, not just on vacations, but doing everyday things such as work, school, and eating out. So is it a Four Corners, Hangout, Pit Stop, or Foursquare? So this is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. It's not all fun and games. Yeah, we can see the answers are coming in much slower. Yeah, it's tougher. So you can maybe use it as a teacher in the end of the lesson, just to summarize everything you talked about, so you can see how much did students actually learn during the lesson. So it's a good summary tool. You can summarize all the work that you put in during that lesson. So, okay, 24, and one more. One more. Doesn't know? Okay, we can skip that then. Okay, the results. 2 answered Four Corners. Do you know the application Four Corners? Anyone? There's no such application. The next thing is Hangout. Maybe you mistook it with Google Hangouts, but it's not that. And the last one is Foursquare. That's the right answer. There's an application called Foursquare that you can check in places. Like I'm at the beach, and I can check in. And all of my friends say, I'm at the beach. And they're like, wow, great, good job. Okay, and I don't remember if I have another one. Oh, this is the last one. This is the last one. And this is really tricky. Oh, don't show the answer. And this is the last one. And as you can see, yeah, you can add different colors, different images. This image is photoshopped a bit. So yeah. The question is, application that follows you to... allows you to make your photo pictures look cooler and even add some vintage 1970s touch to it. So is it Instagram, Photogram, Retrogram, or Instaphoto? Young and hip guys will know that. The artists will probably know that. One downside maybe be that you can't see who answered the questions. So that's totally anonymous. It's just to see the total results of the things that I talked about. It's just to summarize, basically. You can't see who answered it. It's totally anonymous. Yeah. Okay, let's see the results. Okay, so the results are almost everyone answered Instagram, and there was one person, I think. There was probably, yeah, one person who answered Photogram. So the correct answer is Instagram. Okay, that's about it of polls everywhere. Yeah, sure.
The sense you cannot give me credit for my response. What does it mean? Can you give points or something?
I'm actually not sure about that. Maybe. I didn't found that. I should maybe look more into it, but yeah, maybe. But it doesn't make sense because it's anonymous. How can you give points to anonymous?
I'm registered.
If you're what?
Yeah, I need to register. So
Hmm?
I have to log in and then.
Oh yeah, maybe if we have an account system. I didn't try it with account system, so maybe there's a possibility for that. Okay. Next thing, speedy feedback. Speedy feedback is a key here. So the next thing is Google Docs. Probably most of you have used it. Maybe some of you have heard of it, but I don't think there's people that doesn't know anything about it. Are there? Okay. So I used this tool as well. I taught my pupils about how to search on Google. There were a lot of things that you can search. You can search with brackets, so it searches only that phrase and all sorts of stuff. So I created a quiz for them, and they got marks for it. I can show you how the quiz looked. Okay. Edgars Karkovskis darbs. I think it's this one. Okay, so it looked something like this when I finished it. Yeah. So it's a test. First, you have to put in is your, well, it's editing because I'm an administrator. Okay. You have to put in your word, or your name and your class. Yeah. So I know who answered it. It's not anonymous anymore because they get marks for it. And there is answering system just like by ticking the right answer. And that's it. Well, yeah, that's not the right presentation I want to show. You can add different types of answering. Like you can see here, yeah, it's more interesting. This is about the Google. So they had to find what is the sentence here. So there's a sentence and there's a missing word, yeah. And they had to use Google Knowledge to search with brackets so they can find that exact text. And they had to write it down here. So that's one way. There's another ticking thing. Yeah, you have to tick the right answer. Yeah, yeah, just writing down the answer. Yeah, just how many times that name Apple shows up in Facebook, for example. I don't know. And you can search for it. There's a possibility in Google. And pupils actually enjoyed the lesson because there were a lot of things that they didn't know, and there were a lot of things that I didn't know. So yeah, and when everyone answers the tests, I get my responses page that can be opened in Excel, like here. You can see all the questions here, yeah, and all the answers here. Yeah, you can see, yeah, one of the pupils, 7th grade, answered it like that. Yeah, It's a bit difficult because I had to go through all the answers and just check who's right, who's wrong. Yeah, there's no answer here. It's probably, yeah, it's minus. Yeah, just like that. And then you put the marks. If you have 10 questions, if they answer 10 questions, they can get 10. If they answer 8, they get 8. It's just a lazy way to mark, to get grades to pupil. Okay. That's about it for the Google Docs. The next application, it's very special for Latvia because for now it only works in Latvian, but they are thinking of adding an English language to it. It's virtual school. It's uzdevumi LV. If you translate, it's tasks.lv. And I have a little presentation for it, which showcases the main things about it. Insta photo. So, okay, the portal uzdevumi, this is created in the same application that I showed. It's Google presentation. Yeah, so I can just present it from here. So this is how the site looks. Here it's in English, but right now it doesn't work in English. So the main idea of the site is to get people ready for tests, yeah? To take part in competitions, because they get points for doing the tasks, and they can compete in the class who gets the most points. Also, while doing tasks, they get responses like the quickest answerer, the most knowledgeable person in class, and it really motivates them. You can follow your study progress. You can check what you have already studied, what are you good at, what you are not good at. You can solve daily exercises that are just random exercises that show up, and you can just try to solve them and see how knowledgeable you are. And yeah, so this is how the virtual school looks. You have different kinds of subjects, yeah, and in each of these classes, it's separated by the level. It's 12th grade, 1st grade, 2nd grade, yeah, and these contents are sorted, yeah, through all the grades. So you won't get high mathematics in 1st grade. So it's sorted. Yeah. And this is how the tasks look. Yeah. You have a task here, and you have an answer. You have to answer it. And if you pay an extra, it will show how you should solve the problem. Yeah. For example, if it's a mathematical problem, yeah, and you type in wrong answers, it will say, yeah, the first one maybe was right, the second one was wrong, and like that. And and then you can see the reason why it's wrong, yeah, and why it's right. Yeah, so that's very useful. And you can also create your own test as a teacher. That's what I did. I taught Excel, the theory of Excel, through this page. And they had to do self-learning through that, because they had a bunch of theory, and they could use online resources, they could use Google, they could use everything, and they also could use the uzdevumi LV resources, because there are a bunch of resources on the subject. And they read through them, and then they did a test. And results at first were terrible, because they are not used to self-learning. They are used to that listening what I say. Yeah, and when I said self-learning, oh, it's a free lesson then. Yeah, but it's not a free lesson. And they saw the bad marks, and they were studying at home. And during the second time, I got 9s and 8s, and first time they got 2, 3. Yeah, so we can see that we can use the self-learning process here, just to teach them that it's important to learn themselves. It's the best way of education. It's the highest way of education. So yeah, that's about it about the uzdevumi LV. Okay, next thing is monitoring and limiting. That's one of my favorite topics, but not because I'm a bad person. It's just because I like to be in control. I like to. Yeah, okay. So the thing that I did was editing host files. This was a very difficult job. the problem was pupils were going on Facebook, on DraugMLV, on Twitter during the lessons, and they didn't listen to the teacher. So my teacher asked me to do something about it. So this thing, you can all use it because it's very easy to do. But I had 40 computers that I had to go to each computer. And it works like this. You open a certain file in a computer. I can maybe show it. I don't know. So you can all do it. If your kid keeps going into some bad sites, you can block it this way. It's for free. It's totally free. It's just editing a file. But I'm not sure if you will remember it, but I will show you now. So the pathway is, say, Windows System 32, drivers, etc., and host. You have to find this file, and this file can block websites, yeah, if you edit it correctly. So let's try to edit it. Let's see if it works. Yeah. We have this file. Yeah, I can put the path, yeah, maybe if you're interested in blocking things. Okay, if you open it with a notepad, you will see stuff like this. It looks like gibberish, right? So what you have to do, you have to type in, was it a website first? I think it was a website first, like facebook.com, yeah? And you have to block it by putting in this IP address. Okay, save it, close it, and put it back in this pathway. Yeah? And it should block Facebook now. Okay, let's check it. And it will work probably. Because I had a lot of problems with Facebook. It just didn't block. Yep. See, can you see the difference between the file that I blocked, the name that I wrote in? Okay, I will show it to you now. I already know my mistake here. See, it's facebook.com, yeah? And here it's www.facebook.com. That's a different address. So if I only block facebook.com, it just blocks facebook.com. So now I put another one. I'm too technical about it, I'm sorry. The
students don't get it, that the DNS is wrong?
I don't know. I hadn't had problems with it. They just block it and they just keep crying, and I enjoy it. Okay, let's try it with Internet Explorer. Facebook.com, please block. Okay, that's a bad example, but yeah, you can also, maybe it was like this. Yeah. Oh, right. Thanks, Toby. Yeah. Yeah. That's. Oh, and it's quarantined now. Great. So, okay, I won't show it because there's a lot of downfalls of it. I tried it on my computer. Now it's not my computer. It blocks all my hacking attempts. It's a Trojan now. Okay, sorry. Okay, I won't show my Facebook history now. So what I had to do, I had a bunch of sites, a whole list like this, and I had to copy it on each computer, 40 computers. So that's a caveman IT guy, yeah? That's what I had to do until I found an application that's not this application. Well, but it's, yeah, that's not that application. It's this application, K9 Web Protection. This application is blocking all the sites, and it categorizes it. So you can choose what sites do you want to block, what sites you don't want to block by categories. So because there's a different ways to get into Facebook. It's like with mobile Facebook, it's a different site with facebook.de or something else, and you have to type every single option there. So it's just, wow. I don't know why did I do it like that, but yeah. So, okay, this application works like this. What? Nothing. Okay, I will showcase it now. The password. So you have to go to the website that's called K9 Web Protection. I will write it down. And there's a bit of interesting thing there. No, that's not the interesting thing. Wow, that's also not the interesting thing. Wow, it keeps blocking it. Nice. Sorry. K9. K9 web protection. Okay, so this is the website. And it's for free if you use it at home. But it's not for free if you use it in class. So you have to get a license to use it. So first thing you have to do, you have to send your name, your last name, your email, yeah, and you will get a license. You can install it only on one computer if you get this license. Yeah, if you want it for school, yeah, that's how it looks. You can. How many computers do you have in school? And it will cost a different price. So how this works? Let's just try. Now it's just monitoring, yeah, and let's try moderate protection. So it will censor nudity, adult materials, spyware, so and all sorts of harmful things, illegal drugs, and all sorts of that things. That's important to block it because I had a problem with my pupils. They were searching on Google and getting naked ladies, but they were searching for materials that were for the school project. So this is a good way to censor it. So let's try this moderate. Yeah. Wait, does it block Facebook or the default one?
Even sometimes governments watching what the schools are watching for and thinking, oh, what they are doing during job time. Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it blocks suspicious. Okay, let's try this one, the default one. And let's try to go to Facebook. Okay, that's a great application. Wait, I think it has to be at high because the high is just for social networking. Yeah, social networking. You see, the high blocking blocks social networks. The default one just blocks harmful materials. Yeah. So let's try the high one. Save. Okay. And let's try Facebook now. Wow. Maybe the reason why it's not blocking Facebook is that it's saved in cache. Let's try it in Internet Explorer. As you can see, it keeps dropping out the blocked materials. Yeah. But the Facebook is very interesting. Oh, yeah, it blocks. See, I try to go on Facebook, and I get this message. Yeah, the category is blocked. It didn't work in the Google Chrome because Google Chrome saves the cache in the memory, so it opens the website that you were in, but it doesn't work the further. So yeah, you get this message, and you, as an administrator, can maybe give them time on Facebook, like 60 minutes, or I don't know. Yeah, or just allow this category. So this is a great tool to implement in schools because there are a lot of harmful materials for children that are on the web. The internet is actually really, really harsh place. Yeah, and by this you can just keep them from going there. It doesn't help for the critical thinking of pupils, but it's a good tool nonetheless. You can also make a save Google here, yeah, save search. So it will use not the Google, it will use their search engine. So let's hope that, yeah, sure, why not? Okay, the Chrome doesn't want to work with me. Google.com, and it should be okay. So the way it should work, it's a different search engine. The problem is that I tried it on that computer, and now it's just quickly thrown in, and I'm sorry, it's not working like it should work. But the way it should work is just it's a search engine that's safe for children. They will search for materials, and they will only get educational, just cute images and all sorts of things. No harmful images, no violence, no drugs, no nothing. So yeah. Another thing, you can make how much time can students spend on a computer. Yeah, so you can switch it off at night. Yeah, it's more useful for households because yeah, night guard is just yeah, and you can just keep it custom. Yeah, when you maybe have only your classes, so students don't go in your class and sit in Facebook. Yeah, so you can manage it like that. Yeah, I think that's enough of this software, but it's much easier to use this than the editing hosts. Yeah, as you can see, because you have a control panel where you can just switch things on and off and experiment with them and all sorts of things. This software, iTalk, I found it very useful as well because iTalk is a monitoring system. And it's not just a monitoring system. It's a system where you can work with pupils. You can show your screen on pupils' screen. For example, if you're giving a presentation, yeah, and it's hard to see, you can just use this to show your screen on pupils' desktops. So there's a video. I actually had it installed, but oh, you see, it blocks YouTube as well now. Okay, I have to turn it off now. Yeah, this is pretty advanced thing to do. I don't think that all of you could manage working with these softwares, but I'm just showcasing them. Maybe you have an interest in them. You can read about them and use them. Okay, let's do just monitoring, save, and now it should work. Invalid parameters, no. Okay. So I blocked myself from the YouTube. Okay, I will just tell about this application. It has a bunch of screens that you can move around. You can see everything that student is doing on his computer, and you can join in at any time. Like he's working with Word and he just can't figure it out. Yeah, and you can just join him, and with your own computer, you can show him how to do it. You don't have to go all around the class and just work with them. You can also see if they're doing something that's not an educational thing, so you can just walk up to them and you don't have to walk up to them, you can just see it in the monitor, and you can say, oh, computer number 5, please stop doing whatever you're doing. So it's somewhat invasion of privacy, but there should be that high privacy in the classroom, because you should study in the classroom, not just sit in Facebook or do sort of things that doesn't involve around studying. So yeah. Okay, it still doesn't work. Okay, and the last thing is school blog and web page development. It sounds very, very, very difficult, but it's actually not. The idea behind it, we all might have heard of WordPress. Yeah, the WordPress is very easy way to make a web page. If a school doesn't have a web page, teachers can work together to create a web page just to share their materials. Like I showcased the sharing with Dropbox, sharing with Google Drive, sharing with presentations and all sorts of things. But you have to put these links somewhere. So if you have created your website in WordPress, for example, you can just share these links and just share the information. And it doesn't have to be a web page. It can be just a blog for teachers, just sharing things. Yeah. And it's very easy to use. I can show some examples of web. I hope it won't be blocked, but I can show some examples of WordPress web pages. Like I think this one is in WordPress. Yeah, that's a school web page. It didn't cost anything to make it. Yeah, the teachers got together, made a web page. It has all the information that's needed. Yeah, very easy and accessible. Yeah. Contacts, all you need to know what's happening in the school, yeah, and yeah, it's an easy way to create it, and you don't have to be a computer engineer or a web designer to make it. It's just very intuitive, and I also made my my reflections on WordPress. It's actually also very, very simple. Yeah, as you can see, all the information is here. Yeah, you can also see the traffic, how many people went to your website. Yeah, for example, yeah, pressing here, it shows activity. So you know that your information may be old, so nobody visits your website. You might have to update it. Yeah. It's very easy to make a new topic. Just yeah. Okay. The next one is the Blogger. I have actually never used it, but in my school, teachers created a very interesting place to share the sports results. So it's again sharing. Yeah, they created the website that shares all the results of school athletes. Yeah, so it looks like this. It's also just like a regular web page, but it's very easy to create in it. Yeah. So you can see all the achievements of our students. Yeah, there's an archive of older information. Yeah, all the topics that are going on. You can create polls here. Yeah, asking some question maybe, and you can see the number of answers. Yeah, the percentages. The traffic. Yeah, you can put a calendar there. You can make it look whatever you like. You can change the background. You can do anything. So it's a great way to share your materials, to share your information, and it's totally free. So yeah. How much time do I have left? 4 minutes. Okay, great. So this will end my presentation. Thank you for your attention, and maybe there are some questions. I'm sorry it was just like me just talking and you didn't get involved in anything, but yeah. So did you like flopping yourself? it backfired, yeah, it backfired. It's too bad that I couldn't show it the full potential of the software because, yeah, it's a different computer and I had little time to just set it up. So yeah, it might looked funny, but yeah, it usually works. But now it just, yeah. I'm unlucky, I guess.
There are some questions on the back channel.
To the German team used with the national evening. Yeah, I actually got a link to this tool. It's I'm actually try it out because I liked it a lot. I actually was planning on doing a workshop on you just thinking of tools that you might implement in the school just in these categories, but we don't have time for it. So. Yeah.
There was a question for you. What is typical for Web 3.0?
What is typical? It's mobility. That's the key word, I think. It's mobility, that you can take your information anywhere. You can share it from any place. So, yeah, it's mobility. There's a lot of different aspects to it, but yeah, I think the keyword here is mobility. And we are sort of in a transactional phase, Web 2.0, Web 3.0, because we already are mobile. We use smartphones, we use tablets, and we can share our information from anywhere that has internet connection. So
there is one question coming from me, honestly, because I know in Germany there's a big discussion about using public services for schools, and in some regions even forbidden to use services like Google, Dropbox, and all that stuff. So that's also, well, you said it's for free. I don't know if I would agree on that completely. Of course, we don't have to pay money for that, but we pay in other ways. And I guess we also should be some kind of aware in which cloud we save our data, especially sensitive data.
The privacy thing, yeah. That's actually, yeah. I don't know how to respond to it, but it is a problem. It's a downside because you share your information and you don't know where it is because it's just on the cloud. So, but it's easy to use. I don't know. That's the plus side. But yeah, the privacy thing.
The question is, as a school, are you responsible as well for the stuff in the meaning? if you put data from your students there, personal data. I don't know. I have problems to put, I don't know, marks or phone numbers, date of birth, something like that from my students in the cloud. I probably wouldn't do that. I don't want the cloud. You have a few notes.
Yeah. It's a sensitive subject, actually. Probably the teacher is responsible for putting information on cloud, but yeah, what's a different possibility? Just not using the cloud system, or maybe some open cloud system that's just, yeah.
You talk about security issues with your students, because this morning we talked a great deal about being self-reflective, and it's also part of media literacy. And I was wondering, because obviously you use those tools in class, are you as self-reflective about this that you talk about it with the students?
About security and yeah, we have talked about it. We have talked about licensing. We have talked about privacy, and they are aware of things. And I try to teach them not to put their information just for exploitation. But there's actually one big bad thing that's in Latvia. There's a site called ask.fm, and the idea of the site is talking to strangers. And they can ask any question, and students just, not students, just anyone that has an account answers them. And that's a huge privacy invasion thing, because they answer strangers' questions, and that's a thing that's popular. That's what they do. So I try to teach them not to use it, but I still can see them using it. I actually tried talking with them through that Ask FM, just asking questions and see how much will they answer. And it was shocking, because they trust a lot of information with strangers. And, yeah.
About the game, you said it's for free and so can not get find the site and just deactivate it?
There's a password. If you there's a configuration page, and if you want to configure anything, you have to type in a password. But it's free only if you use it at home. It's for one license. If you have to use it at a school or at the office or whatever, you have to pay for each license. So it's not free, totally free. You have to talk with your school and just ask it if they're cool with that. So yeah.
Do you know OwnCloud?
Own cloud?
Yeah, just an alternative to something like
No.
You can put it on your own server. Maybe if you have from the school an own server, you can configure it on your own.
I was actually searching for a great tool for that. So.
Yeah, look at OwnCloud, because that's maybe a good option for you instead of Dropbox or something like that.
Yeah.
Because then you know where the data are based in which cloud.
Yeah. Okay.
That's something, I guess.
No. It's a great tool. I love it.
And there's also an app.
Yeah, sounds good.
Also use it in a manner of Web 3.0.
Actually, search for a great tool for cloud computing, and that's yeah. I should try it, because is there some privacy options there, so that you have to type in maybe a password to get to your files or something? Because I had a huge problem with students just going to other students' folders and just.
It works like Dropbox. It's the same idea.
Yeah, it's.
It just can do a little bit more than the new version. There's some kind of editing functionality, so it's a little bit like Google Drive.
Oh, okay.
But the problem is, if you run your own infrastructure, you have to keep it alive.
Of course. Right, but you have some smart IT guys like that.
Some more questions, comments? Well, we had the discussion already many times while those almost 2 weeks we have already about should we block stuff or should we prepare people to handle it. So I guess I don't know if somebody wants to add it, but I guess it was already discussed many times, which is also somehow relevant for your presentation.
This question for Thomas.
Oh no, it's just a suggestion for some. If you have some time, you can watch some short videos. Some other questions?
Thank you.
Good. Once again, thank you. Yeah, I guess I don't have to say a lot because you already know. Right now it's time for reflection of degree and switch interest.
Can you send us normally send us in the beginning of the presentation.
I didn't do it? Okay, yeah, sure. I thought I did it. Sorry, yeah.